Hello everybody, I hope all is well with you today. So, in further progression of what we're doing here, I'm going to, if you're not following along, I'm going to leave it up here, a link to the previous video on our series here of good versus evil. I am now reaching the conclusion, so follow along, let's find out what's going on. I took a picture that I had made before of my representation of what good is, and bam, I put it in the middle of the fire and flames. Oh no, what have I done? Anyway, I took that and I moved it over to my fresh paint so that I could drag the colors. I just, since we're in oil, it's easy to do. When you first put it in the fresh paint, you can choose which medium you want it in. I chose oil. Everything was still, the paint was fresh, so it's easy for me to just drag it out. And what you see I've done, I pulled good forward like we should do in our lives. Let our goodness come forward and drive back the bad. And a lot of times the badness surrounding us, we put it there. And of course in our painting here we represent it with fire and flames. And I guess we can all assume if you're on fire, that's a bad thing. I'd say it was evil, flat up evil. So don't catch on fire. Anyway, so I dragged this all out. Then what happened is our cross disappeared. And to get the cross to reappear, I just simply went back to the one picture. I used you can see it over here. So over here in my tools, and I did a freeform selection. And then I just basically cut, copied, and pasted my cross back in. Okay? So it was pretty much that easy to do. Okay? Then what I'm going to do with you guys tonight is I'm going to set this up to take it over to fresh paint, because as you can see down here at the bottom, I have some work to do on the shadows, and I believe that we can see it in fresh paint. So I'll be right with you. So let's get over here into my fresh paint. And there we go. We've got our picture up there. And remember, we are in oil. We're in oil. So I need to get my oil brush, which is, I got watercolor, oil, pen, and pastel, or maybe Crayola, or whatever you want to say. I'm gonna make sure that I keep my brush clean. So I'm going to take my colors here. I hope you can see. We're down here at the bottom of the cross. And I'm going to take my colors here and get rid of these daggone shadows. Just as part of my shadow. And there it goes, there it goes. Goodbye shadows, goodbye shadows, goodbye shadows. I hate to see you go. No, not really. I really don't hate to see it go. I assume that shadows have some connotation to bad as well, or evil, as we you know. I equate some bad with evil, but experience is something that we have to have in our life, right? And I think it's one of the ways that we're communicated on how to be better peoples is through things like this. Now, there you go. I got rid of the shadows. I want to do one other thing with you here real quick. I have a fan up here in the top right. You see me clicking on it. What that essentially does is it dries my paints out, because I wanted to go into my watercolors and I'm going to then borrow from, I'm going to, remember I got my color wheel here, so I can continue using some of the colors that I have, right, that I've used before to make it easier. And I like my watercolors. Well, you'll see why. So I'm going to drag out. Well, let me see. I need to maybe get a bigger brush. I'm going to get my fan brush and get a fan brush. Borrow my color. I like my colors. And I'm going to start fanning. Oh, dadgummit. I'll put that on. There you go. I hope you can see what I'm doing with the light here. You see that? There you go. Now I don't know how much I like it with the fan brush. It was just something I wanted to try. But I have some plans with it. I think I'm going to go to another brush. But y'all took a long enough adventure with me today. So I'm going to back this out. Back. See, this again. Well, this is different than working in live. Not that I don't like working in live, but we will do some live paintings and drawings in the future with each other. But for right now, I'm going to leave it there. Get back with you over here and say the one thing. Hey, I appreciate everybody that's been on the ride with me. Remember when I was telling you before, hey, share this with a friend who shares it with another and spread it around. Come on now, sharing is caring. Thank you very much for spending some time with me. I hope you enjoyed everything you see. If you did, please hit the like, share, and subscribe down below, and I'll leave some links to some of my other videos up above. Until then, this is TheArtistBoneZ signing off into another place in space and time. Until then, peace.